This is number 109. This is called the Oxbow, and it also has the title View from Mount Holyoke, Northampton, Massachusetts. It's number 109 by Thomas Cole. And Cole is considered one of the first great professional landscape painters in the United States. He had immigrated from England in 1818 when he was just 17 years old. He settled in Philadelphia and then moved on to Ohio, which at the time was considered at the edge of the wilderness of the American West. And with the help from a patron, he did the grand tour that we had talked about in the introduction, where he went to Europe between 1829 and 1832. And upon his return, he settled in New York and becomes a successful landscape painter. Landscape painting in the United States in the 19th century becomes a point of national pride, and Cole was a key member in elevating landscape painting to approach the status of history painting, and is a founder of the Hudson River School. They approached landscape paintings like it was a way of showing the majesty of the West, and even encouraged manifest destiny for those of you who have taken AP US history. This one dates from 1836. It's 4 feet by 6 feet. It includes a self-portrait of the artist, which is actually really small in the actual painting, but here's a close-up of the self-portrait right here of Thomas Cole. He's sketching at an easel, but like most artists of the day, he would make his painting in the studio, so that wouldn't be realistic. He made this piece for an exhibition of the National Academy of Design in New York. Most of his other paintings are small, but this one is considered monumentally large, probably because it was created for this exhibition. And what it shows is an oxbow bend in the river. That's what this is called, an oxbow. And it's from the Connecticut River from the top of Mount Holyoke in western Massachusetts. There's a tree that's considered blasted, like it was hit by lightning, and in the left corner, and that is a reference to the power of nature. The landscape is divided into two contrasting areas. There's a romantic landscape on the left and what's considered a classical landscape on the right. On the right, man's light is, the touch is light. There are cultivated fields, boats drifting down the river. You can tell it's an American landscape because if it was European, it may include castles and churches and classical monuments, which are clearly missing here. Cole argued that natural wonders like this oxbow should be viewed as America's antiquities. He used landscape painting to say that there's something important about the US, and that's really about westward expansion, which occurred after the Louisiana Purchase had happened in 1804, and then manifest destiny became this topic of conversation. In this piece, Cole visibly shows the benefits of westward expansion. The part with people living on the land is calm, productive, and sunny. Westward expansion will positively lead to the altering of the land. Now, this title implies a particular spot, but like other landscape painters who wanted to have a greater impact, the scene is composed to stress the landscape's grandeur and significance by exaggerating the steepness of the mountains and sets it below a dramatic sky. In doing so, he contrasts the two sides of the American landscape, the stormy wilderness and the pastoral valleys with homes and subdivided land. It also represents two sides of landscape painting, the sublime on the left and the pastoral on the right. The fading storm suggests the land is bountiful and ready to yield to civilization. I have put in a few other paintings on here. Church was Cole's only former student, and this one here is a beautiful sunset scene, which I am obsessed with. And then Bierstadt is responsible for this one here. And again, both of them are just gorgeous landscapes that show off the majesty of the of the American landscape that I know those of us who've traveled to national parks or to Hawaii or to anything that has just taken our breath away. That's what the Hudson's River School was trying to do. It was really trying to show Americans who lived in the East what the West was like and why Manifest Destiny was the way of the future. Okay, so that's the Oxbow.